Okay guys, welcome to this video called Create 20% More Revenue a Year with 1 email per month. Okay, this is a super easy kind of hyper optimization for any design business the minute that you start reaching out to people. Okay, so as you start marketing your business proactively in getting in front of more people and starting conversations, whether it's emailing people, using all the marketing strategies that we've shown in this program, you're connecting with Facebook friends, LinkedIn connections, or Instagram followers, and you're getting people interested in your services. And even those people that you speak to 6 months, 9 months, 12 months ago, these people that have booked a call, you have their email address. Okay, so what happens with most designers is that the reason they don't hit their defined levels of success is that they're not making enough offers. So this becomes a super easy way to reach out to everybody that you've had a conversation with in the past. And it's something most designers don't do. You just very simply just message people on the platform with the following format. Okay, so for everybody that you've collected the email list of, you do this. Right, for everybody that you've connected with on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, you post on your feed the following format. Okay, so it's an email, it's a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, and it's an Instagram post. And this is basically what the format looks like. It could be a very simple, 300, 400 word post, but all you do is you provide people an update as to how you're improving your offer in the market. So you give a description about what features have changed to your signature offer. We've talked about the idea of being specific, focusing on being a solution to a problem and building an offer that is seen as the solution. You're giving people an update as to how you've improved your offer. You give people, number 2, a quick breakdown of a client case study from a client that you've worked with in the last month, right? With this format, the problem they had, what they were hoping to achieve, why they chose to work with you, the process you took them through, any big aha moments they had along the way, the results you're able to get for them and how it's changed the way they look at their business or lives, right? Then a photo of the work or the results, if it's possible, because, people love looking at stuff, not just text. And then very simply, just a call to action, pitching the value of a call, linking people to your booking page and walking people through what they will walk away with speaking with you. All right, super format. Every time you're building out more people on your email list, more friends, more LinkedIn connections, more Instagram followers, just using this format every single month is going to bring in 20% more revenue. Why? Because your job and responsibility is to make more offers, and you're doing all the hard work of marketing consistently and building, a bigger network of people in each of these areas. It becomes your responsibility to harvest them, and this is the easiest way to do it. Telling people how your offer is improving, giving case studies that show people are getting results and tangible, photos of the work and the results if possible. And then you're selling the value of them having another conversation, because most of the people that you speak to aren't going to be ready when you reach out, but they will be over the space of 1, 3, 9, 12 months. Okay, so a very simple way to add just one email or one message on each of these platforms to your to-do list every single month that are going to massively jack up revenue opportunities. So that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay guys, welcome to this video called Create 40% More Revenue a Year with 1 webinar a month. Okay, so this kind of builds on the previous video where we talked about the idea of just sending one email and post out to all of our network through all of our platforms. Now we do the same thing with a webinar. Okay, so really just to show you what we're going to be talking through here is this idea that every single month, all right, sorry, that's incorrect. This should be the first day of the month, right? And this should be the last day of the month, right? Every single end of the month, you should run a webinar, on the last Friday, right? The email that we talked about in the previous video should happen, roughly around the 14th, all right? So you put an email out there based on the instructions that we talked about in the previous video, right? And we have a webinar at the end of the month as well. So like we said in the previous video, just through marketing, you're going to be building up a list of assets, and people, and more people to be reaching out to and connecting to, and more people that are going to see your content. And like we said previously, the reason most designers don't hit their levels of success is because they're just not making enough offers to people that are probably pretty keen to take them up on that offer. So follow this process, all right? This is not that hard to do, but it's a really awesome return on investment because it doesn't cost you that much time or effort. So this is the process. You run a live webinar on the last Friday of every month, okay? This is where you get the ability to test the best messaging for your offer, okay? So I'll take you through why this becomes such a powerful research tool, but basically you get a Zoom account. You can get a free Zoom account and host webinars for, I think, less than 100 people for free. And you basically just provide people an invite link. You get the invite link once you've created the event, right? And then for 3 days leading up to the event, you broadcast onto all of your platforms that you've been building, like we set up here: email list, Facebook friends, LinkedIn connections, and followers, inviting people to the event. So on each of the platforms for the 3 days leading up, right, you're broadcasting day one, and this is like to Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and email. Depends what your key marketing strategy is. You might only focus on one. It depends on what the best marketing strategy is that you've been implementing from earlier in the training, okay? But you fire this to everybody here, 3 days out, 2 days out, and the day before. Day one, the email is basically saying, look, this is the event we're hosting, right? Day two, you're just coming from a different perspective. You might be talking about a specific piece of content that you're going to put in the webinar here, right? So that's the second email. And day three, you're just saying, like, this is the kind of result that you could get if you just followed this webinar, right? And it'll have all the information about the webinar in it. You'll cover, what it is in dot point form that you're going to have on the webinar. And then you just provide people with a link to the webinar registration page. Okay, so Zoom, once you've created an event, a webinar event, you can just literally take the link, and that allows people to register for the event. Okay, so that's how you do this. Then what you do is you run the live webinar event with this format. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through. You just want to experiment with the format, but basically all you have to do is follow this. So if you have, let's say, a half an hour webinar, which is more than enough, okay, we start at 0 and 30 minutes. What you want to do is start by just quickly, the first 5 minutes is just introducing who you are and what it is that you do. Then you go through the promise of the webinar. So what's the one big awesome thing that they're going to get out of, watching with you? And remember, what you have to do in a webinar is provide actionable value. So we're actually trying to provide, actionable advice to people so that they can go away and do something meaningful with it. So here we talk about the overall promise of what you'll get out of the webinar. Then what we do is we go into the 3 most important facets or big points required in order to achieve this promise, right? So for you, it might be how, if you're an interior designer, how to completely reinvent your dining room in 3 steps. And then these become the 3 steps that feed back into the promise, right? Then all you do is for 5 minutes at the end here, right, is this becomes testimonials and case studies from clients where they have actually achieved this promise, right, and how they directly connect to the promise. And then for 2 minutes at the end, or you could probably, right, what you can do at the end here is you want to make this go for 5 minutes. And this is really just pitching the value of a call. All right. It's optional. You might want to go beyond 30 minutes and just have like 10 minutes of Q&A, which is really powerful as well, because this is what allows people to ask questions. You're going to hear a lot of the problems and the objections they have and a lot of the considerations. And you can take everything that people ask and you can take note of it to not only build a better presentation in the future, but to build better content and see how people are thinking. Okay, so this becomes a super, super powerful marketing research tool, let alone the fact that you can book a lot of qualified calls from it. Okay, so I generate 40% of my business revenue in my design business and Profitable Designer from running a webinar like this. Why? It demonstrates authority. You're identifying people that are super interested because they're dedicating their time to find out more. You're answering their questions, and then you're pitching the value of a call in a live format, and they've paid attention to you for like half an hour. It's a great sales tool. Not to mention the fact that you get to test different promises and ideas and focus on, that problem, offer, result formula, and try to fine tune it so that you can develop the best marketing positioning you can possibly get. Okay. So like I said, this is amazing market feedback and allows you to gauge how to improve your offer, plus allows people to ask questions in the webinar so that you can create better content that addresses the needs and desires of your market. And this just drags your entire business to another level. Why? Because you're getting market feedback. And this is the number one testing strategy I have for new offers in my business. So how do I know how to evolve both of my businesses? Well, it's by putting feelers out there in regards to training and seeing if people jump on board. Okay, so a lot of the time, the average amount of people I get to one of these live webinars is like 300 to 400 people. But every now and then I'll do a webinar in either business where 600 people rock up, right? And then out of those 600, 25 people book a call. And then what does that tell me? It tells me that I've potentially found a better way to reposition who both of my businesses are and what big problem they solve and how they go about it. Okay, so massively powerful tool, not just for closing sales and booking more calls, but getting the market research required to evolve and improve your entire offer and your business model. So that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Guys, welcome to this video called Turn Your Website into an Appointment Machine with Video. So what we're going to go through here is how to transition your website from just a standard, ebook website that we've gone through. And the big reason that we are proposing and the reason that we provide you with the template for the ebook website funnel is that your number one job with your website is to become a marketing tool where it provides people the ability to stick their hand up and say, look, I'm interested in some way, shape, or form. The reason most designers' websites don't book calls and don't generate opportunities is because they're trying to show off their work and show people how good of a designer they are instead of get them to stick their hand up and say, look, I'm interested. Okay, so it's really important to understand that most designers put too much emphasis into their website. At the end of the day, a website is still a secondary marketing tool because ourselves or our VA is the most important piece of the marketing equation. Because you're the person that goes out there and starts the conversation with people. That's where they're going to find the most information from you, all right, directly in conversation when you reach out to them. But a lot of the times it's going to be hard to align with people and chat with them the exact minute that they want to find out more, because you might connect with somebody on Facebook, start a conversation, and then you go to sleep or you're busy for 2 hours delivering a project and they want to find out more. Well, this is why video is so powerful, because for those people that are really interested in finding out more, they go to your website and they start snooping your profile. They see a link on your Facebook profile, for example, to your website, or they see an email with a link to your website. And if you have a video there, it's like literally having a salesperson 24/7. So what we do, instead of having your website running people, instead of having your website running people to sign up for a lead magnet, you push them towards a 10-minute video to dramatically increase the amount of calls that you have coming in. Okay, so I'm going to show you the structural difference here between the ebook funnel that we've provided you. All right, so you can see here, if we come sample this guy here, you've already been through how we build this out, but you can see that all roads really just lead to people signing up for an ebook. Okay, so you come here, they sign up for an ebook, very simple. They can come here, they can download an ebook. All right, what we do is we change this to now, instead of all roads leading to the ebook, they push towards a video funnel. Why? Because they're 10 times more engaging and people really love to watch videos. It's the most engaging format of media on the planet. All right, so once you start to figure out what problem it is that you solve and the result that your customers and clients want to go after, you can put a page in front of them like this where they sign up, right? And they go to a video page like so. And this video page engages them for 10 minutes around the exact problem they have and the exact result that they want. And at the end, it pitches and sells the value of a call, right? It's a super powerful tool, but I will just give you a caveat. It's something that you only create once you've successfully booked 10 calls using the marketing strategies we've already outlined in the training. Okay, because then you know what content is going to get people to convert. If you can turn people, strangers into qualified calls just using your website the way it's set up and the marketing strategies that we've shown you in this training, then you're going to have the content and you're going to know what to talk about in a video that's going to allow them to, just sign up automatically without you even reaching out and speaking to them. Okay, so the superpower of sales videos is that they work for you 24/7. Every time somebody comes to your website, they have the ability to be sold on taking the next step, where they come here, they watch the video case study, right? And for 10 minutes, it's like you're technically speaking to them, right? And it's like they've known you for 10 minutes before you've even actually spoken to them. And this is what increases sales conversion rates more than anything. It's the content people see and interact with before they get to you face to face. Okay? So, super powerful tool. What you want to do, like I said, is book 10 calls using the strategies that we've outlined. And then you want to play around with moving to a video case study. The superpower of this thing here is that once it's up and running and you get a few people that look like they go through the video funnel, then you're nearly ready for paid traffic, okay? Because now what's going to happen is not only the minute that somebody signs up as a lead, you're going to get a notification in the software that somebody's semi-interested. Not only can you follow up with them there, but then on the video page, they're going to get sold into the value of a call. And a lot of them are literally going to watch the video. You've sold the value of the call, and they're going to come to here and they're going to see, oh man, look at all this amazing stuff I can get on the call. Even if I don't move forwards, this seems like a good investment of my time. They're going to book a call and you're going to get qualified calls like this. And you can see why most designers don't get calls out of their website now is because A, they're not seeing it as a marketing tool. B, they've got too many distractions preventing people from, registering that they're a lead. And C, they're not selling the value of taking the next step. So we're massively doing this, especially when we start to put video into the mix. So we're going to give you the overall structure in this video so that you can attempt to do this yourself. But this is something that we hand build with all of our mastermind clients from scratch and then teach them how to implement, test, and improve. Okay. This is the exact asset, right? A 10-minute video that allowed me to move from 30,000 a month to 150K per month when I started paid ads. Okay. So I've been as high as 150K a month. It was absolute mayhem. I had a brick and mortar design business and it just sucked the life out of me. This is why we've moved back to like 70, 80K a month because the profitability is far better. It allows me to do other stuff and it means I can have a life. Okay. But this is what allowed this transition to occur. It's because I was leveraging my time and expertise and putting it into an asset that did all the pre-framing and selling, so that when people got into the sales conversation with me, they were already sold on the idea. So this is what it should look like. I'm going to give you just a basic structure for it. It should be a 10-minute video. Once you have generated 10 qualified sales calls, you want to do this. So 10 minutes, 10-minute call. This is what the structure looks like. So you start by talking about the problem that your video is about and the result that it's getting. So it's really focusing on the overall, problem, result, or what the overall transformation is that the video is going to be talking about. So if you want to go from here to here, all right? So if you have a branding business that helps people rebrand a tech company so that they can get more customers, it would be like how to go from unable to communicate how your product's different in the market to closing 50% more sales in the space of 90 days, all right? So you focus on the transformation that you think that your market wants. Then the next step for like a couple of minutes is just a short introduction into who you are, right? So then what you go into is the common way. So this is basically, here's the common way people try to go about it, and here's why they fail, right? So you're basically talking about the common way that most of the market are doing it and why it doesn't work. Then you're focusing on, here's the new way, and here's how we do it differently, right? Here's how we go about this different, and this is how our offer is different to the rest of the market. So you can see through this video, we're demonstrating authority by saying, this is how most of the market do it and how you're probably doing it based on what you know, and here's why it's wrong, demonstrating authority. Here's how we do it, and here's how we go about it differently to get a different result, demonstrating authority. Then we go into some proof for a couple of minutes and be like, here's 5 of our clients, right, who wanted this transformation, right? They were doing this, it wasn't working, and this is why it wasn't working. And then we started working with them and getting them results, and here's their testimonials and case studies, right? And then we just finish with, cool, if this sounds like you need help, well, then if you want some help, then click the page, click the link to the next page, and we can talk for 45 minutes, and here's what you'll get on the call. All right? Super powerful little tool that unexpectedly and unassumingly can allow your business to massively scale. Okay, so what we do within our mastermind training program is really help people once they've got to 5 to 10 book calls, they've closed some sales. Our next responsibility is to get them up and running and build their paid traffic campaigns for them so that we can push people towards a video case study like this where it pre-sells people and allows them to get to calls. Because the minute that somebody can spend $250, right, per qualified call, and they can close, 1 in 3 of those, and a new customer, costs them $750 per client acquisition, and their average project value is like $8,000, then we can scale this offer to the moon. And this is how a lot of design businesses grow with us. Okay, so this is something you want to consider. Like I said, once you have got to the point where you've booked 10 calls using the marketing strategies and the existing setup that we've given you, this is what will allow you to scale. And this is what allows you to push paid traffic to something that converts. The reason most designers can't get paid traffic to work is because they're pushing people to a design tool instead of a marketing tool that's optimized around getting people to do this. Book a call, right? This is a marketing tool. This is the highest level marketing tool you've got. Both of my businesses use 10 to 15 minute videos to sell the value of people taking the next step. This is how you qualify people. It's how you build authority, and you get people onto the phone that are just already sold, ready to go. Okay, the amount of people that I've worked with in my design business who are like, I've loved your video so much, I just want to sign up, just give me your bank details, right? Super powerful tool, something you want to start considering moving into, because at the end of the day, effective business comes down to your ability to market, and video is by far the most powerful medium to do it. So that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Guys, welcome to this video called 10 Lessons That Took Me to Consistent $100,000 Months. So our design business in the last 6 to 7 years has gone as high as $150,000 per month, but things were just too hectic, required too many people, too much responsibility, and less handle on each project, which kind of increases the risk. Screwed up with a couple of projects because I was just too busy. So we've found, because I work remotely and I've got an online team, it's just easier to hover around $70,000 to $80,000 per month, like we've been doing for the last 3 years. Just because the margins are the best, it means that there's not a massive amount of intensity and pressure, and I can more so pick and choose the projects that we want to work with and pick cooler product ideas to bring to market. Okay, so everything that I'm going to take you through in this video is all of the major, massive aha moments that I've had that are all based on this idea here. Okay, so the principles are far more important than the beliefs. The beliefs are more important than the skills. The skills are more important than the strategies. And the strategies are more important than the tactics. So what I'm trying to get at here is that if you nail the principles and get the principles right, then the way that you believe and what you believe will be correct, which means that the skills that you focus on based on the beliefs will be aligned and well done, which means the strategies based on the skills will be good, and the tactics that you use will be well based on the strategies. So what we're trying to do here is understand that if you get the principles right, then everything will work. But if you're just focusing on a tactic without understanding and getting the principles right, then you're not going to see any, real growth. You're not going to see any real success. And for many years, working a 9-to-5 job, trying to make it as myself as a designer, quitting my job a couple of times and then falling flat on my face trying to build my own business, it was because I was trying to just focus on skills, strategies, and tactics without an understanding of what principles I should be making decisions based on. So what I'm trying to do in this video is just give you the 10 biggest principle lessons that I've got, and I've acquired throughout, the space of the last 6 to 7 years. So the first one is super, super simple, and it's massively underrated or not even within the awareness of most designers. But the most important principle that you need to be continually working towards is creating an irresistible offer, right? So this book here, all right, this guy, Alex Hormozi, he's got a book called $100 Million Offers, one of the best business books going around, right? And he's made, I think, $200-300 million in the space of probably 4 or 5 years. Okay, went from broke to multi-millionaire, probably going to end up being a billionaire. But he's got this quote: "Sales is about making an offer to people that is so good they feel stupid saying no." All right. So ask yourself right now, do you have an offer that is so good that people feel stupid saying no? Yes or no? Next question, are you continually working at building an offer that moves towards it's so good that people feel stupid saying no, right? Most designers don't, and this is the major reason that they struggle to succeed, because they're not selling something that people feel stupid saying no to. And this is why we go through this idea of uncovering a problem, right? Figuring out what the result is people want, and really asking ourselves what is absolutely everything that we can build, right, in an offer to help people increase the likelihood that they are going to achieve the best and biggest version of this outcome, right, whilst reducing the amount of time and cost it takes for us, time and cost it takes for us to deliver it, right? These are questions you need to be asking every single day. And the more you can go, how can I get my clients a bigger and badder ass result whilst removing myself? This is how to build an offer that's so good people feel stupid for saying no, right? This is so important. Great products equal great businesses. Bad offers, bad products equal businesses where it's super hard to market and sell. It's really that simple. But most designers in the design space have had the same offer for 10, 15 years and they wonder why they don't experience growth. It's because they haven't experienced or tried to grow and improve their offer over time, right? So by far the most important idea here, you need to create an irresistible offer. Things that are easier to sell are easier to scale businesses based around. It's just that simple. Number 2, just acquire the next most important skills. Okay, so I've spent over $250,000 in learning and mentorship over the space of the last 7 to 8 years. And the reason that I do this is because I understand this quote. If you don't have the business you want, it's because you haven't become the person who can run it yet. And in order to build a successful business, you need an amazing awareness of a lot of different things. And a lot of those things I didn't know and I still don't know. And my number one responsibility is to become the person that's deserving of the success I want to move towards, right? Because if you don't change who you are, you're not deserving of any more success. The person you are right now deserves the success you have right now, right? If you want more success, you have to become the person that deserves that success. And the way to do that is to grow, and it is to learn more stuff, and it's to learn stuff off people that have figured out how to move to the next level and succeed at that level because they have the personality trait that allows them to be deserving of that success. This is why I've spent so much money in learning and mentorship, is because there's so many people out there that know way more than me, and there always will be. And it's my responsibility to close the gap and figure out what they know that I don't know and what they're doing that allows me to level up and go to the next level and be deserving of the next level of success. All right. So number 2, always being acquiring the next most important skills, right? We don't have time on the planet to just learn everything from scratch ourselves. There's just not enough time. Time's the most limited resource we've got. Number 3, huge. Something every time, or not most times or every time, it's probably 80% of the time I'm speaking to designers on the phone, they don't know their numbers. I'll be like, what did you do monthly revenue last month? What's your rolling average monthly revenue in the last 6 months? What's your profitability percentage, right? What's net profit? What's gross profit? Most people don't even know what these terms mean, let alone they actually know their numbers. And if you don't know your numbers, you're so doomed, right? So the reason that my businesses succeed is because I know exactly how many people we get our business in front of using LinkedIn and email, 12,000 a year, roughly, all right? I know exactly how much money I spend on ads, right? I know exactly how many people get in front of my designed website per year. It's around 60,000. And I know that there's a relationship between these things and how many calls we book. 400 qualified calls for the design business a year, right? And because I understand the relationship between these things and how many calls we get and how much revenue comes from that call, I can predict where the business is moving based on just levering these actions and repeating these actions or scaling them back, right? So the reason my business works is because I know all of these numbers. Messages to start a conversation, conversations required to book a call, the cost per lead to get somebody to give me their email address, the cost per qualified call, so how much we have to spend on ads to get somebody to book a call with us that seems like a good fit, what it costs us to acquire a new client, right? What our sales call conversion rate is, our average project value, our average project profitability, the average man hours per project, and the maximum man hour capacity that we have within the design business, right? Each of these things that you're looking at now become the absolutely vital dashboard metrics inside your business. And it's the same as a car. Like if you don't have the fuel gauge, the car will stop because you won't know that the car's empty. If you're going 30K above the speed limit and you don't know that, you're going to crash and die, right? Every business needs to know their numbers because that's what allows you to determine whether the business needs to pay attention to particular areas, right? The sales call conversion for the last 2 months has been half what it has been historically. That means that we have to focus more attention on fixing this thing. But most designers don't understand or know any of these numbers, and they wonder why their business isn't successful. So you must know your numbers to this level of detail. Otherwise, you're basically driving blind with no dashboard. Number 4, simple scales, right? It's just this simple. If you're trying to get to 7 figures, this is literally all you need. It's the rule of 5. 1 audience, 1 offer, 1 traffic source, 1 sales process every 1 year, right? So when you're getting started, this is all you need. Any more than this, and you're doing this. I'm just going to show you just quickly. Any less than this, then you're dividing your time. And I think I've got the next slide that kind of demonstrates this as well. But this is what most designers do, right? This is your circle of focus, right? This is your brain, and this is all of the computing power that you can put into your business. So if you have one thing in this, right, and let's just say that LinkedIn outreach is that number 1 thing. If you've only got LinkedIn outreach in your circle of focus, then 100% of your time goes into learning, mastering, and executing effectively this strategy until it works, right? The minute, and I'll just recap this, that we're doing LinkedIn outreach and we're doing Facebook outreach, then what we're doing is we're half-assing 2 things, right? Because we're trying to keep 2 things at top of mind. We're trying to focus on the fundamentals of this, and in thinking that diversifying is safe because there's more opportunities and more clients. But here's what you have to ask yourself. Is how many people do you know have become world-class at half-assing something, right? Nobody. Nobody becomes world-class or super successful at half-assing anything. Do you think Tiger Woods spent just as much time practicing basketball as he did golf, right? Or Warren Buffett spent just as much time playing video games as learning how to invest? No, right? But this is like literally best case scenario for most designers, because they've also been told that they need a blog. They've also been told they need YouTube. They've also been told that they need to sell consulting with their design offer. They've also been told they need to start a podcast and 10 billion other things, like they need to sign up to whatever that silly sound app is where everybody's chatting, right? And then, 1,000 other things. So when you look at what designers are doing and how they're thinking, they're trying to juggle 10,000 things at once, thinking that if they don't do everything, they miss out. And then what happens is that they only make progress at 1/10 of the speed they could be because there's no focus, and they're trying to concentrate on 10,000 things at the same time, and then wondering why they're not having clear thoughts or moving forward things quick enough, right? This is how you need to think about focus, right? If you're heading in 10 directions from this point here, you can only move at 1 unit in direction for everything that you're doing, right? Or you could eliminate 9 of those things and invest it in 1 direction and make big progress in that direction, right? This is all you need. 1 audience, 1 offer, 1 traffic source, 1 sales process, 1 year, right? This is literally the rule to 7 figures. If you're doing any more than this and you're not at 7 figures yet, which is, $85,000 per month, you're not going to get there because you're wasting time on stuff that's not as optimal as other stuff. It's that simple. Not everything's created equal. And what you find for most designers is that they've got a complex business, and complexity is kryptonite to money, right? So the next point is that you are the asset. So one of the biggest things that I learned is that my job is not to be an active participant in my business. My job is to build a business that allows people to get what they want, right? So for a long time, what I was doing is really just, it was me, and I was doing everything in every direction because, as a freelancer and getting paid for my time in a 9-to-5 job, this is what I thought I had to do, right? What I've realized is that my job is to build a business that works for me, not me work for my business. So now what I do is I realize that my job is to do this. It is to find people who can do jobs for me, right? And who can hire people that do jobs for them. And it is my job to build systems and processes that allow things to happen automatically so that I only have a very few vital tasks that are going to allow the business to move forwards. This is your responsibility. It's to see yourself as the key asset in the business. And the minute that there's stuff being done that's like $20 per hour, you have to pay somebody else to do it. And if they get busy, they have to pay somebody $20 per hour to do it. And then anything that could be automated through automations and systems has to be built like that to free my time up to do the more powerful activities that allow us to figure out how to become more profitable and make better revenue, right? But most designers do this. They do everything. And most of the activities here are $20 per hour activities. And that's why their sum total of what they make ends up being roughly $20 to $30 per hour. It's because the majority of the activities they're doing are only worth that, right? But the minute that you get somebody else to do those things and you focus on the $1,000 an hour activities, like how do I build a new marketing campaign? How do I figure out how to double our price over the space of the next 6 years? How do I figure out how do we improve our offer so we get a 1% incentivization structure on any revenue that our clients generate? These are the $1,000 per hour activities, and this is why I'm moving towards this, right? So you are not made to serve your business. Your business is made to serve you. Number 6, pretty similar to this one here, acquire the skills for the next most important steps, right? Buy speed, right? You got to ask yourself, how can I leverage other people's expertise, experience, and lessons to grow faster and easier, right? Because this is what learning something for the first time looks like. It's a lot of, holy fuck, what am I doing? Right? This is time. This is progress. This is a chart. It's like a lot of, holy fuck, what am I doing? Oh, I can kind of get it now. Oh, I totally understand. Oh, sweet. I've figured out the key to this. I'm absolutely awesome at it, right? Well, there's too many aspects to business required for you to succeed long term that you can't afford this amount of time here through every one of these aspects. You can't afford to learn sales from scratch, right? You can't afford to market. You can't afford to learn, business fundamentals. Sorry, my pen has stopped working. You can't afford to learn business fundamentals. You can't afford to, learn automation from scratch. There's so many facets to business, right? That if you were to literally learn them all from scratch, it would take you 300 years, right? What I've learned is that you want to do this. You want to buy speed and leverage other people's expertise and figure out where somebody has already mastered sales and buy that expertise off them, where they've already got to this point and they've figured out the 3 most important aspects to get the exponential, disproportionate output from input, the 80-20, the real value, the secret to just getting to this point as quick as possible. Over and over again, you want to invest in learning what allows this to happen instead of learning this, over the space of 2 years. So your responsibility becomes for each part of your business to figure out who's most capable to teach you how to get this curve to go up as quick as possible, because they've learnt this themselves and they now know how to get this to occur, right? The people that grow the quickest are the ones who invest in learning how to grow the quickest, right? It's super, super simple. Like all the smartest and quickest moving people, they invest in help to reduce the learning curve. All right. So it's really just understanding that you've got a limited amount of time. You've only got like 40 to 50 hours per week. I've got 45 hours a week because I've got a couple of young kids and I spend the entire weekend with them. I need to buy speed. Otherwise, I'm not going to move quick enough. Next point. Don't chase lead gen tactics. Build an acquisition system. So this is what most designers do. They just trawl the internet looking for this cool little, next strategy. And they're like, oh, sweet, chatbots. And they try this for like 2 days. And then, I didn't get any results in 2 days. Bam, bam. Wait for the next thing to pop up onto a feed. Oh, cool, saying this, in the sales process and overcoming an objection by doing this. Oh, cool, I'm going to try this 5 times. Bam, bam, doesn't work. All right, the problem here is that these tactics they have no substance to them and they're not rooted to a bigger system that allows them to actually work within context, okay? So this is what you want to do. You want to build an acquisition system similar to what we've talked about here before, where you have one overall process that it doesn't matter what platform people are on, it's about creating connection, starting a real human conversation, asking the questions we need to ask, pitching the value of a call, booking people into the calendar, and having a structured sales process, but then giving people the opportunity to find out more at any stage so that they can move through the funnel faster. And understanding that you're trying to build an entire ecosystem and build a richer, deeper ecosystem every single day. And this is what allows your brand, your offer, your value to become stickier because you're working at an overall machine every single day instead of just trying this thing for 2 seconds like a cheap piece of bubble gum, chewing it, flavor's gone, next one, and you're not actually building any momentum because you're not moving towards an overall acquisition system, right? Number 8, your team will become your unfair advantage. So, how do I get so much done and only work 1 to 2 hours per day in my design business? It's because I'm only the systems engineer, right? My fiance and Michelle are my project managers and client managers. I've got 2 people that run LinkedIn and email marketing. This guy, Adam, runs my ads and my YouTube and my Facebook and my LinkedIn ads. These 3 guys here are product designers, industrial designers, and design engineers. And this guy runs content and does packaging for me, right? I've built a team that delivers the value. I'm not running around like a headless chook myself, right? These guys all have systems and processes, which we'll cover in a sec, that they follow. My job is to build the machine that allows the value to be delivered. And that's what brings us on to number 9, which is your process will set you free, right? So everything that we're going to do more than once, you have to create a process around it. Why? Because if you continually have to learn to do things from scratch every time you've done something, you're not getting more efficient with what you're doing. So every repetitive task we have within our business gets documented, it gets systemized, and it gets delegated to one of our team members here, right? So just for example, people that come into the Profitable Designer Mastermind, this is one of the processes that takes 10 minutes to do, but when somebody signs up and they come into the program, we get them this book as like a welcome to the program. Here's a book we want you to read. Hope you enjoy it. Good luck in our training program. Well, if I was to do this myself, this takes 10 minutes to go onto Amazon, log in my details, find the book, enter the address. The thing is, if I did this for every time somebody came into the program, over the space of the year, I'd have at least a week less time to work. So you build a process for everything that gets repeated and it gets delegated to somebody else who does it at a lower pay rate, right? If you build processes, you'll be set free. And this is what most people don't do. Like I showed before with this graph, if we can find this guy, your job is to build the systems and processes that allow you to free up the time to work on the more powerful tasks, okay? Because that's where your growth will come. Your job is to delegate and build the processes from a staff standpoint and the automations and systems that allow things to get done without you, especially when they're repetitive, all right? If you're doing the same mindless repetitive work day in, day out, You're not using your time well enough and you're not investing it well enough. And this one's massively tied into the first one that we went through as well, right? Create an irresistible offer. I said this one's important, and it's only important because it feeds in to this, which is a far more important idea. I'm sorry if I said the first one was the most important. This is the most important. It's directly tied in, but you need to become clients' results obsessed. The only thing that sells design services and sells expertise and allows people to be okay separating with their money is the fact that you can prove you deliver results, right? How can I go from charging $50 per hour to charging $50,000 and $100,000 per project, selling the same thing that somebody else sells for $50 per hour? How is that possible? This is the most important point, right? So the reason that I can do this is because I get my clients results. So instead of just showing people a cool product design that I've got, I can show my clients who are trying to get a product to market how I helped like a 22-year-old woman who came to me for an idea for a product, and we got her $1.5 million in venture funding, and she now makes over $100,000 per month selling her product online through Facebook ads, right? Or this company here who came to me a couple of just mothers based in Geelong in Victoria, had a really cool idea for a lid that goes onto a baby milk bottle that just detects what temperature it is and gives you a light indicator as to when it's the perfect temperature, right? Instead of just showing people how cool the design is, I've got a video case study testimonial talking about how these guys make $30,000 per month selling this through stores, through retailers, and through their online store, right? Or these guys who had an idea for a product and I helped them kickstart their product idea, make $40,000 US dollars to pay for the production costs. And this now brings in 60% of the entire business's revenue, right? Or these guys who we built and developed and launched this product and got it into JB Hi-Fi, and they do 8 figures in sales per year with this product alone around the world, right? The reason I can charge so much and why my marketing works and why people see me as an authority is because I'm results focused. I'm not design process focused. Nobody cares about that, right? And the reason that Profitable Designer works is because we get results. And the reason we get results is because we're focused on results and it's all we care about. And all of the program, the training, the way that we think, everything is based on results. Okay? So it's really important that before you ask yourself, right, how can I scale? You have to get better with your offer. You have to build a better offer that's irresistible, where people feel like they're being stupid for saying no, and it's because your offer gets results. And the minute that it starts to work and it gets better, right, and you start getting more results, you can get bigger because you're selling what people are willing to invest in, right? Most designers I see and speak to, the reason they can't grow is because their offer doesn't get results. And people just don't want to buy your time. They don't want to buy your expertise. They want to buy results. And if you can't communicate that you deliver results, then you will have to charge for your time, right? Because that's just the market competitive standard rate, right? So really 10 lessons here, but 10 principles. And in my experience, and where I made the mistake for many years before really investing in the right people telling me the right way to think about this, you've got to get the principles right? And then you'll get the beliefs right, you'll get the skills right, then you'll get the strategies and the tactics will work, right? But it comes down to those principles, and there's 10 really important principles that allowed me to get to consistent 100K months. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Feel free to go back through it multiple times because these are the 10 biggest aha moments that I've had in my journey over the last 6 to 7 years. Okay guys, welcome to this video called What to Add to Design Services to Multiply Profitability. So like we've discussed many times before, what our job is to do is to specialize in a market and their specific problem. Then figure out what outcome or valuable result it is that they want to move forwards towards. And then really our offer becomes the bridge that allows these people to go from here to here. Okay, so anything that allows us to take these people from here to here is going to be a good inclusion or addition into our offer, and anything that doesn't directly contribute towards this is going to be detrimental to us communicating our value. So I'm just going to show you a really cool exercise to very quickly run home the idea that there's so much more flexibility when it comes to what it is that you can add to your offer to become far more profitable and valuable to your clients and customers. So the first thing to be aware of is that there's basically 3 types of things that can be sold in any design business: products, services, and access. Okay, so we're going to bring this over here. You've got products. So these are like, items that people buy, services, and access, right? These are the 3 kind of core pillars around how we can like pack together and build an offer that makes sense and communicates value. Okay, within that, then what we have is physical and digital versions of each of these. Okay, so you have physical products, which is like literally like things that you grab and go that are in a box, right? Physical products. And you've got digital, which is like very much, what you're watching now is basically a digital product. It's videos and worksheets and cheat sheets. Okay, so I'm just going to draw that out. Then we've got the same for services. So there's physical services, which is you rocking up, but you might be an interior designer rocking up at their house and doing consultation or time-based stuff. So that's basically you face-to-face in person doing the physical services for them. And then you have digital services, which is somebody they don't meet, or you working from home, right? So this becomes more of somebody working from online or getting access to services online. So this represents a laptop, right? Then this is one that most designers massively underrate, but access to you. So when people are moving towards a specific result and they have a problem they don't know how to solve, a lot of the time, just the support and the consulting required to get there is massively valuable to them. And most designers completely forget this component when it comes to building a really powerful offer. So people have physical access to you. So you might catch up with them and take them through the transformation. So that, again, this is in person, right? And then they might get digital access to you, right? So this might be, for example, what we do in the Mastermind training program and what I do in my design business. Anybody who wants additional help with commercialization strategy and how to get their products into stores, we have a group, right? We have a group Zoom call where people get digital access to me so that they can ask questions that help them move towards their goals through Zoom, right? So as you can see here, your responsibility becomes to understand that there's products, there's services, and there's access, and you can break each of these areas down into physical and digital. So if you're now looking at how to build a really powerful offer, what you'll notice is that most designers think very one-dimensionally about this, and they go, all right, yeah, I'm a designer who provides physical design services. But what about all of these different other things that we can add? All right, because if you break down an offer, the offer could be literally, yes, your physical design services, physical design services, right? But what else can you combine and multiply with these things in order to increase the likelihood that somebody gets to this, right? Because the minute that you stop just talking about what everybody can give them and you're like, yeah, I'm a designer who provides design services, but you also get digital access to me or this specific physical product or this digital product that helps bridge this gap, guess what happens? You're becoming far, far more valuable. All right. And here's the most important part to this. The minute that you add something on top of your commoditized design services, because everybody's selling the exact same thing, you're no longer a commodity. And this is what happens. People start to make decisions, like I've said 1,000 times, right? If you're in a category, this is a category, and there's lots of designers in here, and you're selling the same thing as everybody else, the decision the customer makes is price-based, right? Whereas if you're the only one who sells this combination of stuff, right, they make a value-based decision. Well, the minute that you add anything else to your design services, so this, plus this, guess what? You're now selling a unique product where people don't see you as a commodity, and they make a decision based on value because what you're selling is not comparable to the one-dimensional design services most people sell, right? This is how to multiply your profit margins. It's because you're now standing out as the only person offering this combination of stuff, right? So what you have to understand is that design services has the worst profit margins out of each of these 6 areas because it's the one thing that you physically have to do yourself, right? You've got a one-to-one relationship with hard work to get paid because you're getting paid based on time. But the thing is, these other things have much greater profit margins, all right? So for example, the digital product and digital access, these things you can sell to your clients and customers, build them once or give them one-time access. And I'm talking about digital access here and digital products here, right? These things have 100% profit margins. This is how to become far more profitable because potentially 2 or 3 of the things that you sell that massively increase the likelihood that somebody gets to this result, which means that you can charge more, right, are basically operating at 100% profit margin. And this is how I make so much money in my projects, is because the majority of what I'm delivering is in digital format in combination with the physical services, right? Which allows me to be in a category by myself where people make value-based decisions on whether to work with me instead of price-based. And then they can see how they're getting a better outcome because I'm giving them the additional products and tools and access to close the gap, right? This is how to think about how to multiply your profitability. It's understanding that design services is just one of 6 ways in person to deliver value, and that you've got to start opening your mind up to the idea that there's a wide variety of ways that you can deliver value. Remember, like we've said before, people only care about solving the problem. They don't care about the format as long as the format works. And this is what opens up the possibility to be far more profitable because we can build assets, based on our experience using our intellectual property that allow us to copy paste and sell these kind of things over and over again. So become aware of each of the different ways from products, services, and access, and then the physical and digital formats of both. And this will open you up to the idea of how you can become far more profitable with your core offer and stand out and not have to compete based on price. So that's it for this video, guys. And we're going to continue this idea and how to apply it from a digital product standpoint in the next video. Look forward to showing you that. Guys, welcome to this video called Increase Your Yearly Revenue by $100,000 by Selling Digital Product. Okay, this is something that I've personally done myself, and I've taught over 10 people to do this in our training program by just simply understanding the idea in the previous video. And what we're going to do is quickly recap that idea and then show you how to think about this. Okay, so like we said before, there's 3 types of main ways and forms of what we can sell: products, services, and access, and they can be broken into physical and digital. So we went through this before, okay? There's basically 6 different ways that we can pack together multiple componentry to build an offer that far outweighs just this combination, physical services, which is what most designers sell, right? Physical products, physical services, physical access, and digital access. Okay, so what we went through previously was just this idea that the minute that we push beyond, just physical design services, we're no longer a commodity. And we also covered the idea here that digital product and digital access have 100% profit margins. Okay, so if, for example, you were to take your offer, I'm just going to get rid of these things here, and we look at our offer in more granular fashion here. Okay, and we decide, yes, physical services is the core part of our offer because that's our main skill set, right? But then we combine that and we find that we can combine that with some sort of digital access and potentially some sort of digital product. Here's what this opens you up to, right? Because what you're doing is combining design services plus digital access and digital product, that technically these things by themselves now have value. And when you build a specialization around one transformation that requires this, this, and this, you're opening yourself up to the idea now that all of the client types that you speak to, and we might call them prospect, prospect type 1 is only a 1 out of 10 financial fit. Prospect 2 is like a 5 out of 10 financial fit. And prospect, 3 is, let's say, an 8 out of 10 financial fit. And let's say we need to at least get an 8 out of 10 financial fit in order for somebody to afford, for example, our $5,000 to $10,000 offer. Okay, well, for a lot of people, these people here that aren't a good fit, which generally will represent 2/3 of people that you speak to, they won't have the money to invest $5,000 to $10,000, or depending on what your price point is, it might be $20,000 to $30,000. They won't have the money to afford this whole package. But now that you have multiple components in your offer, you have the ability to sell individual components and sell more digital versions of your offer. So somebody that might only be able to, if we're going to say that your price margin is 5 to 10K, somebody who might be able to afford 2 to like 5.5K, or somebody who might only be able to afford 1 to 2K, there is now the capacity and possibility that you can provide them just 1 or 2 components from your bigger offer, where they still see massive value in this digital product or digital access that you can just quickly and easily sell to them, and be making $1,000 to $2,000 sales or $2,000 to $5,000 sales without physically doing anything. And it's because we have started to build a specialization around the transformation instead of the selling of design services. And this is why it's so important, right? Because out of 100 people that I speak to in my design business, right, I will find that 66% of these people, right, so 66 people roughly, won't be qualified because they just don't have the funds to invest, but they're willing to invest something. So the minute that you see that they might be just a good fit for a component or part of the offer, you can still make a sale here, because not your entire product offering is limited to physical services, right? So somebody comes to me, and let's just use my example here. We're going to get rid of this. So my design business offer is basically physical design services, right? And then I might go organize the manufacturing for my clients in China. I might do the packaging and the logistics, right? And then I might do the commercialization strategy. Well, the physical design services is standard design services. This here is me just connecting people to the right manufacturer. This here is just getting the manufacturer to set up the packaging and logistics. And this here is literally a digital product that people get digital access to. Well, now what I can do is I can provide this as a bundle for somebody whose budget is much smaller, where there's 60% of people that don't have the budget to work with me on my premium offer, they can be now downsold more digital things at cheaper prices because it doesn't cost me anything to deliver them. This is the way to massively increase your total profitability, because now you have the ability to package up parts of your expertise based on the transition that you help people move towards and sell them, downsold versions of it without the most expensive and time-consuming parts, right? What we teach people in our mastermind program how to do is to what parts should we build out in areas where there's way more profitability in them, so that the majority of people that potentially aren't a good financial fit can still be downsold into something that they think is a great investment. And this is the easiest way to increase your revenue by at least $100,000 by selling digital products, because what you're going to find when you reach out to people in the open marketplace, you're going to get this ratio, right? When you start conversations with people and you get 100 people that are interested in what you're doing, 66% of them, or roughly 66%, or 66 people, just won't have the funds. Well, now, instead of only having this one big offer that you can sell them, you've got the ability to break the components down and give them the high profit margin, easy to deliver options, which then monetizes this entire group of people, right? Where most people literally can only monetize a third of the people that are interested, we can now monetize all people that are interested, right? This is how to massively increase your profit margins and increase revenue. And it just comes from thinking more like an entrepreneur who's not just fixated on only selling one thing, which is this, physical services, right? So that's how to think about digital product and digital and access to things where we've got high profitability to really add a lot of sales and a lot of revenue to your bottom line, guys. So that's it for this video, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hey guys, welcome to this video called How to Build a Watertight Client Referral System. Okay, so in this video, we're going to go through two different types of referrals that you can immediately put inside your business. And this will at least squeeze, 20 to 30% more juice out of your business revenue, because your best advocates and your best marketing tool is happy clients and customers that tell their friends. All right. But you want to proactively incentivize these people to do this. And if you do, it massively helps the amount of calls you've got coming in. So in this video, we're going to take you through the two different ways to think about referrals. So we've got outbound referrals and inbound. Okay. So we'll start with outbound referrals. And the first question to ask ourselves, is this method right for you? Right? I believe anybody with a service-based business that's producing really good client results should have an affiliate program set up, because it's just the easiest and biggest return on time investment setting these things up. All right. So what's the time involvement? There's not really too much of a time commitment to this strategy. It might be a few minutes a month that it takes to let people know that you have an affiliate structure, but the return is incredibly high if you have happy clients. So the basics, what is an affiliate program? Well, basically, it's something that incentivizes people to send you warm leads. So typically a good affiliate fee is somewhere between $100 to $1,000 for each referral that converts into a client. And you can use this as an incentive to encourage your existing clients to send people that they think would be a good fit for your expertise in your direction. Another option is to use this incentive to encourage strangers, people that may not have worked with you or use your services, but believe in what you do and they're connected to your network to send you people as well. So I also have clients that will occasionally refer somebody to me, and I pay this exact same, $500 to $1,000 incentive. And this is really, really powerful and very, very easy, especially when you start to deliver fantastic results with your offer, and a way to get started and get word out about your business and just say thanks to the people who send you referrals. So when it comes to setting it up, the first thing that you need to do is to really just get your word out about your affiliate program. And this could be as simple as a Facebook post, messaging your existing clients, or sending an email blast to your list. So you'll first need to be able to send $500 to $1,000 to people, and you need to be able to track where that referral came from. So for simplicity, I've just created a step-by-step instructions for setting up your affiliate program. All right, so we're going to break this down now. Basically, 3 simple steps. So step 1 is defining and deciding how much your referral fee is. 2 is tracking your referrals. 3 is paying your affiliates. So how do you decide how much your affiliate fee is? Well, the rule of thumb is determining for an affiliate fee is generally 20% of the sign-up cost. Okay, so once you've got an offer where you've got really good, 5 to 4 time profit margin of, how much it costs you to deliver, you want to offer, between 15 to 20% of the sign-up cost. So if, for example, your offer or your service or your program or your product cost, $5,000 at sign-up, then you pay the referrer up to $1,000. All right. If your service or program is lower ticket, I still recommend giving at least $500 for each, referral you receive, because at the end of the day, you don't have to spend any time or money or resources or money on ads to acquire this client. You should be prepared to pay this amount because we want to incentivize people in order to push them towards us, and little like $50 gift vouchers just don't cut it. Right. Step number 2, how do we track our affiliates? So you need to make sure that you know where your referrals are coming in, and sometimes it's not always easy to keep track of them. So I recommend having a client intake survey. So when you have new clients come in, you ask them a few important questions. So in this form, you should include a place for people to name their referrer. So you're just like, so did anybody refer you to make contact with me? Very simple, or you just ask. Okay, but we need to know. Then when it comes to paying your affiliates, and sorry, just coming back to this as well, you let your affiliates and the people that want to push you business, you let them know every time that you send somebody my way or you give somebody my contact details, just give me the heads up so that I know they're reaching out. And then that'll make it much easier to track those affiliates as well. So paying your affiliates, there's 2 popular methods for paying them. You can choose which one just by asking the affiliate which they prefer. All right, so the simplest way is just through PayPal, right? The option number 2 is to send people Visa gift cards, right? If the person prefers PayPal, they just get their email and send them their referral fee online. Otherwise, you can purchase a Visa gift card for the same amount and just simply mail it to them for, $1. I also highly recommend, even if you're using the PayPal method, to send your affiliates a handwritten letter thanking them for their help. Right? It massively helps. And what you'll find is you'll get a handful of people that are just minded that way, that they keep just bringing you opportunities because they just love the fact that they're getting paid for it and they really appreciate how much you value them. All right. So how do we promote it? What we're going to do is just give you the templates and instructions for promoting your affiliate program. Step 1 is getting people to understand your offer. Step 2 is promoting it. And step 3 is obviously continuing to promote it long term so that people are always aware of it. So number 1, getting people to understand your offer. So first, in order to get people to want to promote you, they have to understand how it all works. And this is easy for your existing or previous clients since they would have already had direct interaction with you. But you can still turn strangers or people who haven't bought from you into a really good affiliate relationship. People you're connected to, friends and family. And it doesn't really matter what platform you're using, the same rules apply. So you want to spend a few weeks talking about your offer and giving people a clear idea of what you do, who you help, and the results that you provide for people. And this can be done through posts, email blasts, live videos, etc. And you got to understand that people need to be well educated as to what you do, because most people don't know what a designer does to start with, let alone the exact problem you solve and the exact result that you deliver. And people just can't promote something they don't understand. Okay, you can't just be, people aren't going to be like, he's a great designer, you should use him. They need to hear the next level of information, which is, he's a designer that specializes with these kind of people and he gets this kind of result. That's what we want to hear people doing, and this can only be done through education. All right, so I also recommend that you draft up a document that explains how your affiliate program works and give people some templates they can use whilst they're speaking to a potential prospect. Okay, so we've given you an outbound packet here Just below this link, you're going to see a video to this. And basically, this is just the packet template that you send out to people. And this gives them an understanding of how your referral system works. You pick your number, and then you take them through the process for them to provide referrals and get rewarded for it. Now, when people get this, they know how they get paid. The reason most people don't give word of mouth or referrals is because A, they're not getting incentivized, B, they don't see that there's an actual system or process in place that guarantees they're going to get rewarded for their efforts. So when you have this, people see that this is an integral part of your business and they're more likely to do it. Okay, so number 2, promoting your affiliate program. So once you've spent some time, in the form of posting, sending emails, and familiarizing people with what you do, it's time to tell them about the affiliate program. So I've included an email template and post template that you can use for ideas to introduce your affiliate program. Okay, so again, these are kind of just basic ideas and suggestions around the format for, emailing everybody on your list, okay? And doing the same thing on Facebook, okay? You can see this can be very easily translated for LinkedIn, Instagram, any social media kind of account. This one's better suited for email, okay? But feel free to kind of customize them based on your own taste and situation. But here's just the basics, all right? You send these out to people if they want more information, right? You send them through the outbound packet that shows that you have a legitimate process for rewarding people, and this massively increases the likelihood that all of your network are going to be vouching for you. Step number 3 is to continue promoting your affiliate program. So the best way to keep your referral network alive is to keep promoting it in your posts and directly asking your current clients if they know that anybody would be a good fit. If you do this right, your referral network can bring you in upwards of 2 to 5 qualified appointments every single month, and this adds up over the space of a year. Okay, so the reason we call that outbound is because it's us proactively, trying to create new opportunities. Now we're going to go into inbound referrals, which is much easier because this is really us just trying to work an incentivization structure with the clients that we're just currently onboarding and closing into projects. So this is the reason most designers struggle to get referrals. And when executed correctly, these referral strategies can 2x, 4x, even 10x your design business without even having to bring on additional cold clients. Okay. The problem most designers make is that they never ask for referrals. And if they do, they don't use proven referral strategies like we've just shown. So here's why most designers fail to get referrals. First and foremost, most designers overpromise when they sign up new clients and then they underdeliver when it comes to delivering the actual services, results, and value. And so many designers do this. And when this happens and people's expectations aren't met, nobody is ever going to refer you. In fact, they're going to go out of their way to tell people not to buy from you. All right, so most designers don't ask for referrals until after the work is done, by the stage the client is unlikely to give you one because they've forgotten about how bad things were and they've acclimatized to the new level, right? So the most important stage to ask for a referral is the very minute they're most happy with your services, not right at the end, a few weeks after you've delivered the work and you've wowed their socks off and they've got an amazing result. It is the minute they're at their highest point, okay? You've got to take advantage of that point. Then, next reason most designers don't get referrals, because they ask at random without the use of a proven referral strategy. So this shotgun approach rarely works because it's too inconsistent and it leaves too much thinking on the client's end. If you don't have an outbound packet and you don't have content that shows there's a structure there that they understand how they're going to get rewarded, there's just no way they're going to shout out. But the biggest and most important one is this. If you can deliver results for your clients where they're absolutely ecstatic with what you've done for them, they will shout your name throughout all of the world, right? But if you overpromise and just deliver them design services and don't contribute towards solving their problem and getting them a great result, they're not going to spread the word. Why? Because they've been disappointed and they've been let down and they've been overpromised stuff, right? So if you're making any of these mistakes in your business, then you really need to fix them immediately, because your existing clients are the best opportunity for you to grow your business, right? You can spend more effort physically marketing. You can try to get on more podcasts. You can spend money on ads. All of these things, though, have a linear relationship to growth. So you got to spend double the amount of money on ads to double the growth. Whereas if you have an amazing product and an amazing service and solve a really valuable problem for your marketplace and deliver an amazing result, this is exponential, because one happy client can tell four, and those four happy clients can tell 3 and 2 each, and it's exponential growth, right? It is the easiest way to grow a business, is selling an amazing product that solves an amazing problem that provides way more value than people, spend getting into it and buying it, right? And then having the right referral strategy set up. So these are the 4 referral strategies from an inbound standpoint for the clients that you've wowed the socks off on. So number 1 is the moonshot service delivery method. So this is the best referral strategy to deliver to your clients, because when you underpromise and overdeliver in every way, right? So you provide super profound results to people even though you didn't have to and they weren't expecting it. And literally no strategy on earth can trump this, right? All amazing products in the world that just multiply in growth come from the fact that they've just got a product that underpromises and massively overdelivers. So in a world full of marketing, tech, and tactics, people lose sight of what's most important: the work and the results. So the best marketer in the world with the best technology in the world will lose to an honest professional who knows nothing about marketing but delivers outstanding work and results to his clients every single day. In the world of full of social media and people with big mouths, eventually it doesn't matter what you say, it only matters what you do and the results that you get. So slick marketing may give somebody a short-term lead, but in time, the work always wins. And this is why most design businesses, long-term, they lose, is because they haven't been building amazing results. They've been over-promising and under-delivering. All right? As Michael Jordan said, let your game speak. Don't build your game on flash, build it on fire. Results are fire. All right? So the easiest way to get referrals is to solve big problems and have an amazing product. Number 2 is the ballsy condition of doing business. So this is my favorite method to use. However, it only works once you're confident in your ability to get results, solve the problem, and really wow the client. All right. So don't use this if you're just getting started and unsure of yourself. But when somebody is ready to buy from you, state the following. As you know, my lifeblood of my business is referrals, and I pride myself on delivering great service. When my clients refer me to other people, it's a special way of saying thanks for going above and beyond. A condition of doing business with me is that you provide me with 3 referrals as soon as you're satisfied with the work that I complete. Is this going to be an issue for you? When you ask for this up front, because you're starting to work with your clients, they remember agreeing to this. And then when the time comes for getting testimonials, the stage is already set and foreshadowed from this, and they're happy to just give you, 3 to 5 contact details of people that you could also be working with, right? Massively ballsy, but the minute that you believe in your offer and its ability to solve problems, this is a really powerful one, right? The next one is the discount in exchange for a referral. So this works really well for people that think the price is a bit high and they're interested in getting a discount, and they're essentially able to get their bill reduced to 0 by just telling their friends, and this makes it free to them. So when somebody is ready to buy from you, you say this. As you know, the lifeblood of my business is referrals, and I pride myself on delivering great service. When my clients refer me to other people, it's a specialist way of saying thanks for going above and beyond. The current price I've quoted to you is X. However, my incentivized clients, when they send me business my way, if you're able to connect me with 3 people in the next month and they end up signing up, I'll happily knock X off the bill. How does that sound? So just like the previous method, we ask for this up front before any work begins. This way the client has plenty of time to think about who they refer whilst you're completing the work. And as soon as we ask for the referrals at the end, the client already knows who to refer to and sometimes has already referred them. Okay, and the last and final way, the last way to make money, more money, This one really works for people that have large followings and networks. By giving them the way to not only get your services for free, but make money at the same time, you're able to generate quite a good bit of exponential growth. So when somebody is ready to buy from you, state the following. Okay, that part's the same as the last two. I like to incentivize my clients to refer business my way. I have a special program set up where I pay $1,000 per successful referral, and you can refer as many people as you want, and I'll pay you $100,000 cash for each one. Okay, are there names of people that come to mind for you right now? So like all of our other referral strategies, we ask for this upfront before the work begins, and this gives the client time to think about the opportunity and watch us perform our work whilst thinking to themselves, should I refer this person to the rest of my network? Are they good enough for me to endorse them? So you can see this one's very similar to what we were covering when it came to outbounds, but this is for the clients that we have in our network. Okay, so these are the 4 different ways from an inbound standpoint, and we've taken you through the outbound way as well. But you want to embed these things because they probably take, an hour to set up. It'll take an hour for you to adjust the documents here. It'll take you probably an hour per month to maintain and keep people and keep the idea top of mind with everybody in your social media platforms, in your network, and on your email list that you have a referral structure, and it becomes just a fantastic return on time investment. 1 hour a month, that's 12 hours a year. If you get 1 to 2 clients from it, at the very least, what an amazing return on investment. All right, so that's it for this video, guys. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.